Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunsaw Gaming. So we've got a couple of masteries for you at tier 8 today. And this first one here, we are in the Action X on Vineyards. Now, if you've watched my map control video on Vineyards, I have said it so many times. I say it almost every time I go into battle on this map. If you're in a heavy tank, don't go to town. Don't go to sea. I mean, at the start of a match, it's not where you want to be. It's not in any way advantageous to go into the town at the start of the match. Yes, towards the end of the match, the town can be very good for flanking maneuvers and such, but for a heavy tank off the start, you basically end up pinned down in town and you're not very useful to your team. So that's why I'm not going town. I don't go town on this one. I never will at the start of a match, and you just shouldn't. Now, because we've gone to the middle here, we do end up getting some of these nice shots out here. I mean, we missed that first one tragically and took a hit in return, which is never good, but you know what? That doesn't matter. We are still in a very solid spot here, and we've got the enemy worried. Like, sitting in a position like this, especially with a hull down tank like the Action X, you can cause a lot of carnage. Now, we do start getting the nice bounces here. You can see I'm just rocking back and forwards, and that's so as these guys can't get those nice hatch shots, because tanks like the Action X do have very easily pinnable hatches. So long as you can aim. So long as you can aim, you can hit the hatches on this thing. And, well, I'm not going to take the chances that someone can't aim. Now, I do have this shark on the other side of the hill here. We're not quite sure what he's up to, but I'm going to take this opportunity of the break in enemy fire just to push across. Now, I realise that this shark is now AFK, so we're just going to pop a shell into him. I do notice the tank off to my right hand side here, so we're going to get one more shot into the shark and then we're going to ignore him, and we're going to start focusing on this guy. At the moment, I mean, I don't really have to do much, but there he is. He's not focused on me, he's focused on one of my other teammates, and that's going to work out real bad for him. But I mean, you can see what I mean. We haven't used the town at the start of the match, but that medium on my right, after we've seen where the enemy is, after we've started positioning ourselves in very tactical positions to win the match, he's flanked through the town, and that is the correct way to use town on this map, just like that medium on my right has done. And what he's done with his flank, pushing across through that town as I was pushing over the middle, perfect teamwork gameplay. And you can see him again now, using that town just for the distance in the cover to keep himself hidden. And I'm just going to pull up. I'm going to stay using my hull down, and I'm just going to be a complete menace on the back of the enemy team here. Now, not going to, like, some people would say that the enemy lost this because they didn't send anyone to town, but that is not the case. They've lost this because they didn't send anybody to the cap circle hull down hill. If they had sent somebody else to, like that shark for example, who was heading there, he just went AFK, but if that shark had gotten to position on the other side of that hill where the encounter cap would be, me and my teammate wouldn't have been able to push up. He would have been spotted going through town, I wouldn't have been able to cross. So many different things would have happened in this match just by that one tank being in the correct position. But you know, that didn't happen. The enemy are all out of position. These guys have been forced out of town. And I mean, this match is over for these guys, so I'm just going to pump as much HE into the back of this guy as I possibly can, and we're just going to clean up this match. So guys, if you ever find yourself on Vineyards, and you're in a hull down heavy tank, or even a hull down medium tank, use that central position where the encounter cap would be. Avoid the town at the start of the match. Use the town for the flanking maneuvers. It's what it is best purposed for. There's no cover in town apart from the buildings. Like, you don't have soft cover or anything in there. We do get the ace mastery there, 4,390 damage and 1 destroyed. Now, the reason we got the mastery on that is because we got the scout badge. We pulled up into that central position and spotted most of the enemy tanks right off the bat. And that's why we got the mastery there, guys. It's not always about the damage, it's about your positioning and your playstyle. So do that right and you will come out with masteries like that one. Now we're moving on to New Bay, and we're in the Mark 1 Defender. Now this was actually done on my live stream, so some of you guys have seen this already, but I did just want to pair it up with the Action 10 video there, just because, well, it is a mastery, it is tier 8, and I do show off some of the tactical advantages to this map. Now, a lot of people, when this map first came out, were just pushing into that sort of park area, which is off to the right, and everybody was taking their battle in there and fighting in there. But since this map has been around for a while, people have realized that one side has the advantage over there much more than the other, which has made this bridge section just that much more used. It's used a lot more now than what it used to, and most teams will send themselves over to this section. Now, I don't want to pull out too far, because if there are other enemy tanks back there, like sometimes you'll get the TD that will be sitting right in the back waiting for someone to make the move that I just done. However, we don't get shot, and there's nobody else with this Chimera, so the enemy have all gone to that park side that I'd mentioned at the start, and this is where it gets dicey. You can see there's a medium tank already on the flank of my team. I'm going to try and save my ally here. I didn't really want to drop down, but I don't have the time to drive down normally, so we do drop down. I can't actually save my teammate, but you know what? We can pick up the kill on this Chimera while he's on his reload. Now, the good thing about this bridge, right, is if you manage to control this bridge, you have all of the cross shots from any enemies that do go to the park, and that's true for whatever side of the map you're playing on. Either side of the map, if you manage to control this bridge, you can get so many cross shots into the enemy tanks from different directions, and it can change the game. Now, you can see all my allies, they're stuck down the bottom here, and they've got this guy on the flank, so I'm going to focus on this guy on the flank. They're dealing with the other tanks, they're holding them off the cap base circle there, and this Super Pershing is basically the only tank that is really going to cause my team too many issues right now. So we do have to work on getting him off the flank. I mean, luckily for me, this guy is not thinking about using cover. I mean, he is trying to stay hull down from my allies. He can't see me, I'm not spotted. But I mean, I have been shooting the utter ridiculousness out of his tank. So he's finally pushing forward, he's finally decided, you know, he's sick of getting shot back there. And smart move by him, to be honest, to finally push forward. To be honest, he should have done that a lot sooner if he did. Sure, the enemy might have focused him, but he would have turned all of my allied tanks around for his enemies to push through without losing as many hit points as they did. Now, I do manage to save my light tank there, and that's got to become very vital towards the end of the game. And don't you just hate it when you get into these positions? You've got all of the juicy shots, but your gun depression just isn't quite there. So I'm going to pull down the bridge here because I don't have the gun depression to be firing off the top of the bridge, and hopefully we can clear out some of these tanks. Now, this guy, he's going to be my main target because he's got the best reload out of all of them, and to be honest, if he decided to, he could be a real pain in the butt if he got close to me. Now, he does hesitate here. He doesn't realize I'm on a reload, and that is his mistake, because by the time he finally realizes I'm on a reload, I am reloaded. We do manage to get the kill on the Super Pershing there. We get the nice bounce off the turret from this guy, and we're just clearing these guys up. And you can see my light tank on my team here. He is being very, very versatile. He's driving around the map. He's using his speed, his mobility, doing all the right things. And well, this VK just got away. Lucky him. He's around the corner. Now, we are going to go and try and finish him off, but we get this 34 who's just pushed around the corner. He does bounce off our tracks, which is good, and I don't know why the VK backed up. I would have pushed around the corner to try and get that kill, which could have afforded this guy a few extra vital seconds, but because he backed up and tried to get a kill shot on me without angling or anything in that tank like he should have, he died. And now this 34 is on a reload because I did let him kill my one-shot teammate. And that's what I mean. That teammate was vital. I needed him to basically die so as I didn't take the shot, which allows me to get that very troll bounce off the back of my tank there and pick up the kill. So guys, if you find yourself on Nube, definitely try to control the map if you're in a medium. And you can do that very easily from the bridge. Now, if you're a heavy and you're outnumbered, don't go to the park, go to the bridge with your teammates. Whether you go up top or down bottom is completely up to you, but it's definitely a very, very solid position to be in on that map. So I hope you guys all learned something from this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe, use cover. Cheers.